Hey, Master Mark Kanaar here today. I'm going to be doing a master's message, and I'm going to be doing several messages about how to become authentic through the martial arts. And I want to talk to you guys today about probably one of the biggest and most important step that you took in becoming a martial artist, I should say, and that is action. The day you showed up, the day you signed up for martial arts was the day you took action to pursue your goal or dream. And every single person had a different reason why they wanted to go and do the martial arts. Maybe it was to learn self-defense. Maybe you wanted to put your child in it to help them with their discipline and confidence and things like that. A lot of character development goes into the martial arts. And in my opinion, it's one of the greatest things to get your child in because it's really going to pull the greatness out of them, especially if you find the right instructors. And you could tell if an instructor really cares about the students or not. And it's really sad today that there's a lot of people that just kind of miss the entire opportunity of being able to transform a child and help them to become a better person. And I go to a lot of gyms, and some of them are more geared towards competition, or they're in it because they want the money, and that's that. And those type of gyms just aren't what you really want to look for. You really want your your child to become what I would say to be authentic, to be different, to be the person who, God designed them to be. And that authenticity is something that you have to think about. You have to make a game plan in order to be unique and authentic. It just doesn't happen over time unless you're guided. And luckily, in my situation, I was guided. And I kind of want to talk to you today about what happened, what was the steps I took. Now, when I was a little kid, I always wanted to do martial arts, but my parents, I don't know if they didn't have enough money or what it was. They just wouldn't let me do it. And then what ended up happening is I was a teenager. We lived in Toledo, Ohio when I was a kid. And by the time I was a teenager, I was living in Birch Run, and I ended up doing a lot of really dumb stuff. And I got in trouble. And I remember my dad looking at the lawyer bill and looked at how much martial art lessons were going to cost. And he let us start. And my brother and I signed up at Russ Wilson's Karate in Mount Morris, Michigan. And I remember the first day I met Russ, he asked me a question. He said, "How long are you going to do this for?" And I looked at him and I said, "I'm going to do this the rest of my life." And, as a martial art instructor, there's not very many people that actually finish out and become lifers. And unfortunately, Russ isn't here with us today. He passed away in 1995. And I know he's still looking down on me. I haven't given up yet, Russ, just so you know. And it's been like almost more than 25 years of being in the martial arts and, really trying to help out the community and everything like that. And it was that action step that I took. Was I nervous going to a martial art class? A little bit. I was more excited because, I was only, a teenager and I was ready to go and do my thing. And when I got in there, I started learning about discipline and focus and concentration. And if you ask my mom, she could see that a life change had started to happen. Russ was like kind of reaching right into my soul, so to speak, and pulling the greatness out. It was like a metamorphosis. A different person was coming out because I started to believe in myself. I started to respect other people. I started to respect myself. And I started realizing that I can do anything because I was doing things that I just didn't think that I would ever be able to do. To be able to break boards and bricks and be able to kick and punch like that was just something that made me authentic. And like I said at the beginning, it was that first step. And I know some of you guys might be watching this today and maybe you thought about doing martial arts. Just don't think about it. Do it. You can't accomplish your dream unless you literally go out and try to capture it. And the only way you're going to capture it is to take action. And I've been talking in my class about taking what I consider like great action or massive action in order to really achieve what you want to achieve. And that's the first step, is that decision-making skill to take action. And you got to do it in life. I'd rather fail at something and try than to have regret and think, man, maybe I could do it. And the older I get, the more powerful I realize my mind is, and the more I know that I can accomplish more if I really put my mind and body to it. I have to have massive action. I have to take great action in order to accomplish these type of goals. So in order to become authentic, you really have to know to take action, no matter what it is. Even if you decide not to do it, that's still taking action, but you want to take action in the direction that you want to go. Whatever you visualize your mind that you want to be, you can become. That's just that. There can be another instructor just like me that could be great. In fact, I do have instructors like that at a lot of my gyms. Mr. Reynolds in Midland, Mr. Scutt, he's in Midland too. Mr. Wagner, he taught me when I was a kid. He's at Bridgeport. Mr. Worth, he's over in Carroll. Master Enos, he's also over there. And we just have a lot of great instructors. Ryan Gould was up here helping us out. Simon Truckner, he's a great instructor. I hope he opens up his own gym one day. Maybe he'll see this and he'll be like, hey, remember when you said that on YouTube? I ended up going out and doing what I want. It's only if he wants to do it, though. And then we have other people that help us out. Miss Smith over in Clio, she does a great job over there. And so does Master Guzman out in Vassar, and Nate Atchinson out there. And a really great instructor that I'm really blessed to have in my life is Master Michael Atchinson. That guy is just he's enthusiastic about martial arts, and that's what I love being around him. And if I missed you, I'm sorry. I'm trying to think on the fly. This is kind of live, so to speak. But we have a lot of great instructors all around us. And those instructors' job is to pull the greatness out of you. They have to have that action that I said in order to become authentic. And if you don't take the action, if you don't put everything you got into it, you got to give everything, okay, 100% of yourself. That's when you really become authentic. Think about it, okay? You become 100% of who you are when you take 100% action towards what you want to become. And that's the type of mindset you have to have. Just get that focus, that concentration, and that's in later steps of martial art training. But the first step that I want to talk to you guys about becoming authentic in the martial art world is taking that action. And think about the possibilities that you can have in martial arts by taking action. Think if you go to like a tournament, that's a way to get more experience, right? To become an instructor, that's another way. That's another view, another perception of the martial art world, or going to do a demo. I remember the very first demo that I ever did. It was at Bible Baptist Church in Birch Run. I was only like 19 or 20 years old, and I put a demonstration on. And I still remember the people coming up to me and talking to me about what I did. And I had to take action to do that. Was I nervous? Oh, yeah, I was nervous. I wasn't the person, I didn't have the self-confidence and self-esteem I do today, where that's like, oh, doing a demo, no big deal. No, I was all by myself. I had just graduated high school, and I went up there and I just performed. I did the best that I can, and people can see that authenticity when you're real. When you get up there and you do your performance and you do it the best you can, they can sense it. They can say, hey, there's something different about that person, because people aren't living in a performance mindset. They're living in a lot of people are living in a survival mindset. When you get out of that survival mindset and you start getting into the performance mindset, that's when you really start to influence people. That's when you really start changing people's lives. But you have to take that action, okay, in everything you do. So when you sit down and think about what you want to do, all you have to do is take action, and take a lot of action. Take as much action as you possibly can. Have that enthusiasm that people love to see, okay? One thing I know is that if I'm enthusiastic at what I'm doing, you're going to find people that want to follow you, because they're like, hey, this guy's going somewhere. I'm going to follow this person, and they'll help you out, okay? They're part of your dream. They're part of your goal. I always say have a mastermind alliance, like a whole bunch of people that believe the same thing you do and work together. And if you're the front man, you're the man taking risk, they'll give a little bit, and it'll help you out in the long run. And they could see, what's my energy, what's my action going towards, and they'll see that these kids' lives are being changed. So step one on becoming authentic in the martial art was the day you took action and signed up. And anything you want to do in your life, think about that. Going to college, signing up for the military, starting a new job, going to the interview, all of that stuff, starting a new business, all of that stuff is taking action. That's the beginning stage, that decision making. I'm going to take action. And that's the Master's message for today, and I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.